Hare Krishna devotees, please accept humble obeisances. Om Jnanatimidandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurav Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I will continue reading Bhakti Rasāmṛta Sindhu. We are reading Bhakti Rasāmṛta Sindhu. It has 4 sections, and we are reading the second section. Sorry, we are reading the first section, and within the first section, we have 4 chapters. We are reading the second chapter. And in that, we are looking at the 64 angas of Bhakti, or 64 ways of doing devotional service. So last time we completed with Nirmalya Adehe, that is bearing the remnants of the Lord. This time we'll continue from Tasya Agre Tandavam, dancing in front of the Lord. Agre Tandavam Yatha Dwaraka Mahatmye. So from the Dwaraka Mahatmya, it is talked about, a quotation is given for dancing in front of the Lord. यह नृत्यति प्रहृष्ट आत्मा भावैः बहु सुभक्तितः सह निर्दगति पापानि मन्वन्तरसतेषु अपि. So that person who dances in front of the Lord in a happy mood, in a joyful mood, with ecstatic symptoms, that person nicely dances. Bahu nrityati. Bahu nrityati means, like, dances for a lot of time. That great devotee, he destroys all the sins that he has committed for hundreds of manvantaras. Basically, countless sins are destroyed just by dancing in front of the Lord. That is why we dance in front of the Lord during the Arati time. It's an opportunity for us to dance in front of Him. Tata Shri Narada Uktaucha, from the words of Narada, Nrityatam Shripatehe Agre Talikavadanaihi Brisham Uddiyante Sharirasthaha Sarve Pataka Pakshinaha. Nrityatam Shripatehe Agre Talikavadanaihi Brisham. So in front of the Lord, Shripati is Narayana or Krishna. So in front of Krishna, one who dances with clapping the hands. You see, Talika Vadana. Talika is like you take your palm and then you clap it like this. So by clapping your arms, you dance in front of the Lord. So that person's, the sins which are sitting in the body of the person, the sins are actually in the subtle body of the person, attached to the karmas are attached to the subtle body of the person. So those sins are like birds, and the body is like a tree. So the birds fly out from the tree. Just as you go under a tree and then you clap your hands, all the birds fly away. Similarly, when you dance in front of the Lord and clap your hands, all the sins which are sitting like a bird in your body, they just fly away. That is the meaning here. Dandavat Nadihi. Next is offering obeisances like a rod. So offering obeisances like a rod means Datavat means, like, it's a full form, not the short one, the full one. Eka api Krishnaya kritaha pranamaha dasha ashwamedha avabhrithaihi natulyaha dasha ashwamedhi punaha eti janma Krishna pranami na punarbhavaya. So one who offers pranam, like, the Dandavat pranam in front of the Lord, in front of Krishna only once, that person, that pranama, that offering of obeisances to the Lord is not at all equal to 10 Ashwamedha Yagya. Ashwamedha Yagya is very difficult to perform because you need to collect a lot of money from all around the world. And then, only kings, and that too, very, not even kings, the emperors were capable of doing Ashwamedha Yagya, because emperor means who rules other kings. They'll have a lot of treasure. They could perform that Yagya, but normal people cannot perform. So offering pranam in front of Krishna is not even equal to 10 Ashwamedha Yagya. Why is that? Because the person who performs Ashwamedha Yagya, he takes another birth. But those who offer obeisances in front of the Lord, they don't take another birth. So because they are in the path of bhakti, they will get naturally mukti. And because of that, they are not going to take birth again. But whereas you can continue to perform Ashwamedha Yagya, but it is not guaranteed that you are going to get mukti, because it's part of karmakanda activities. Okay. Abhyutanam. Abhyutanam means rising up. When the Lord comes in procession, rising up for the Lord. Rising up from your seat. It's an act of respect. Yatha Brahmande, from the Brahmanda Purana, Yana Arudam Puraka Prekshya Samayantam Janardanam Abhyutanam Naraha Kuruvan Pathed Sarva Kilbusham. So that person who, upon seeing the Lord who comes in yana means a vehicle. Vehicle could be a chariot, ratha, or it could be, palanquin. In some of the temples, they carry the Lord in palanquin. So when the person sees that the Lord is coming in a vehicle in front of him, either in ratha or in a palanquin, that person who raises up from his seat and gives respect in that way, he destroys all the sinful reactions. Anuvrajya means following after the procession. One is the raising up upon seeing the Lord coming in procession. The other is following after. Yatha Bhavishya Uttare. In the Bhavishya Purana, the Uttara part of Bhavishya Purana, it is mentioned, Rathena saga gachanti parkrataha prushtataha agrataha vishnuna eva samaha sarve bhavanti shvapachadeha. So when the ratha comes, when the chariot comes, we go along with the chariot. The person who goes along with the chariot, either on the sides of the chariot, or in front of the chariot, or in the back of the chariot. You can go, you can follow the procession at any place, either the sides or the front or the back. One who goes like that, that person becomes, or those who go like that, they become equal to Vishnu, which means associates of Vishnu. Even if the person is swapacha. Swapacha means one who cooks and eats dog. It's the lowest person, Chandala said to be. Even the lowest person also becomes equal to Vishnu if he goes on the sides or the front of the back of the Ratha. Sri Jiva Goswami says, Ratena yati upalakshanam. Ratha here means it includes all other vehicles as well. That means when the Lord is carried in a palanquin, you can go in the front and the side and the back. Then those persons will also be considered like equal to Vishnu, which means you are associates of Vishnu. Anyena api iti unnayam iti bhavaha evam purvatra cha yana arudam iti yatra gneyam. Okay. Sthane gatihi. Sthanam, so going to the places of the Lord. Sthanam tirtam griham cha asya tatra tirte gatiyata. So sthanam, going to the places of the Lord. What is the place of the Lord? Here he clarifies there are two places. One is tirtha, the holy place, like you have Mathura, Vrindavan, Mayapur, and another place which is griha. Griha means the temple, the home of the Lord. So there is the home of the Lord or the temple of the Lord, and there is holy place of the Lord. There are two places for the Lord to be visited. First, he talks about Tirtha. The first verse is about the holy place. Puranantre, it's said in some Purana, Sangsara Marukantara nistara karana shamau slagyau tau eva charanau yau harehe tirtha gaminau. So those 2 feet, the 2 feet, using the 2 feet, we walk to the uh, temple or we walk to the holy place of the Lord. Those 2 feet, which which go to the holy place of the Lord, Tirtha Gamina, Harehe Tirtha Gamina, the holy places which are related to Hari. Those 2 feet, what it does, Sangsara Maru, Sangsara, the whole Sangsara which we are living in, it is a desert where there is zero water is present. Water is the life savior for the person, but that is absent in the Sangsara. So basically, the Atma is looking for happiness or Ananda all the time, but that Ananda is missing in this Sangsara. So it is considered to be a desert. Kantara. Kantara means forest, a big forest. So the Sangsara is also like a forest. Why it's called forest? Because it's very difficult to navigate inside a forest. Once you go inside a forest, you can get easily lost. Even today, with all the satellites and the GPS technology available, people get lost every year. They go in the track and then suddenly they miss themselves inside the deep forest and they don't return at all. So when you enter into a forest, you don't know which side you came from, what is front, back, everything. You just cannot know how to come out of the forest. Very difficult to navigate. Sangsara Marukantara. So the Sangsara is like a desert and it's a deep forest. You get into the Sangsara, you do not know how to get out. It's very subtle. We think we are doing the right thing, but then we will be just going deeper and deeper into Sangsara. Very difficult to get out. Nistara Karan Shamo. But those 2 feet which are walking to the holy place of the Lord, they have the ability to give deliverance from this Sangsara, which is like a desert and forest. So those 2 feet should be prized. Slagyau. Okay. Alayecha. Now he is talking about the next sthana or the place of the Lord, which is the temple of the Lord. Yata Hari Bhakti Sudodaye, from Hari Bhakti Sudodaya. Pravishan alayam Vishnoho darshanartham subhaktimana bhuyaga pravishet mathu kukshi karagriham sudihi. So that person who enters the temple of the Lord for taking darshan of the Lord, that person is said to be Subhaktiman. He is actually a great devotee. That person doesn't enter Matuhu of the mother's womb again. Mother's womb is compared to Karagraham. Karagraham means where a person is bound. It's a prison house. That person is said to be an intelligent person because if you don't want to enter into the mother's womb again, that means you don't want to take next birth and get bound up first inside the womb of the mother, the next in the samsara world of the mother, the samsara world, then that intelligent person should enter the temple of the Lord for taking darshan of the Lord. That is what is given here. Okay, so we'll continue from Parikrama next week. Any question, comments, thoughts?
Thank you, Rajavan Prabhu. This was amazing to hear all these things. How each and every thing which we do in our devotional service. I have never imagined so much benedictions can be given by the Lord doing that. So it's so
Yeah,
important. So it's so important to do each and everything.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that. Yes, like we dance in front of the Lord sometimes. We don't realize, or we were walking in the Rath Yatra procession. We recently had Rath Yatra in Sacramento. So meditating on this, that you're walking on the sides of the Rath or back or front of the
Yeah.
Rath, they're all equal to Vishnu.
Yeah.
Great meditation. And also when we are dancing in front of the Lord, um, clapping your hands and dancing, good to meditate. There's those very bhakti activity. As a side benefit, it can provide free, it can free us from sinful reactions, but it also gives us bhakti as the main product.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so the two examples that you gave were that quoting from Prana about samsara being forest and samsara being desert. Yeah. Samsara marukantara nishtaraka. So that's actually so true. Whether you go to a desert or you go to a forest. I mean, of course, with GPS, you might be able to find the way, but otherwise, it's practically impossible. A person can die just wandering. In the forest, you still may have something to survive or sustain on, but being confronted with ferocious animals, the person can easily die in the forest. And in Marubhumi, it looks all the same everywhere. A person maybe, sleeping in the night, in the morning, we're going the same direction where he came from. You won't even realize. Perpetually wandering. So,
Perpetually wandering, which way to go? No idea. And you can keep on wandering, you'll be wandering forever.
yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So Guru is like GPS.
GPS.
Guru positioning system.
Guru what? Guru what?
Guru positioning system.
Guru positioning system.
It brings us out from material existence. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. So beautiful.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, stop here. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Vanchakadurugस्य कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च परित्राणां पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः आनंद कोरि वैष्णव।
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.